ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 33rd Annual Huntsman World Senior Games opening ceremonies. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Kyle Case, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the Chief Executive Officer of these games. And we want to thank you, along with our friends, sponsors, and supporters, and give a special thanks to Dixie State University and its staff for our use of Trailblazer Stadium. Thank you to Dustin Taylor for the sound, and David Hancock Taylor and Metro P Incorporated for our staging and lights tonight. We want to thank Lauren Mathis, who is a former reporter and anchor who's worked on NBC, ABC, and Fox networks. She's going to give you a chance to get to know a few of our athletes a little bit later on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome the athletes of the Huntsman World Senior Games.
California.
Australia. St. Louis. Missouri. Welcome. We have all 50 states representing the games this year. Where are you? Canadian from Vancouver. Welcome. Canada! Woo! What sport are you playing? Swimming. And where are you from?
Elk Grove, California.
Welcome. What about you? Where are you from? California. Where's that?
Michigan.
Where are you from? You're from St. George, Utah. We have a local. And what are you participating in? What's the swimmer? Yep, we're swimmers. A big hurry for all the swimmers coming down right now. And where are you from? New Hampshire.
Sorry.
30 countries represented this Huntsman World Senior Games this year in its 33rd year. Where are you from?
San Diego.
San Diego. And where are you from?
Sandy, Utah.
Sandy.
Huntsman, Montana.
What sport are you playing?
Square dance.
We have square dancers. Sandy. Welcome, square dancers. We have 32 different sports this year at the Huntsman World Senior Games. 30 countries represented. Where are you from? And there are a lot of softball teams this year, is that right? And what do you have a team name?
I'm going to Cal Express next week. The 6th.
And do you have any gold, personal gold? Team?
Take gold.
Are you gonna do it?
Yes.
All right. And have you been here before to the World Senior Games? Your 9th year. That's amazing. Are you gonna keep coming? Your husband's 23rd year. And you've been coming every year with him, or? Is he the one that got you doing this?
Yeah.
And what sport does he play? So you're both softball players. Both here, you're both going to take the goal? Good luck to you. Thank you. Look, where are you from?
Chandler, Arizona.
And what sport?
Softball.
Softball. We have a lot of softball teams.
You too, Gary. St. Helens, Oregon.
Oregon. What is this team name? Let's hear it for the Blossom Angus Farms. Where are you from? Where are you from? Handgun shooting. Good luck. Thank you. We shoot tomorrow. Good luck. That's wonderful. The golfers are here. Where are you from?
Right here, Santa Clara, Utah.
Santa Clara. I'm from Santa Clara too. Good luck to you. Murray, Utah. And Anchorage, Alaska. Where are you from? Canada. What sport are you guys participating in? You were doing all of those. So how many total was that? Seven different events. And you have a lot of medals on you. So I'm assuming you've been here before?
Yeah. How many did you so far?
2 medals so far. And what we have a gold and a silver. What is that?
Gold for cycling this morning and silver for road racing yesterday.
That's amazing. So you came all the way from Canada. You're going to participate in cycling, road racing, track and field, and the triathlon. And where are you from?
I'm from Canada too. We did that.
And which event are you participating in?
Road racing, swimming, and triathlon.
Best of luck to both of you. Where are you both from?
Western California.
Yep. I love the outfits you have on now. What are you participating in? What event? Say that one more time.
Cowboy action shooting.
Cowboy action shooting. All of you here. Are you all from California? Where are you from?
20
the last place you were, Ralph? And what are you participating in?
Cowboy action shot. Sparky Bar.
And when is that event taking place?
Competition starts Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
Well, best of luck to you. We have athletes from all 50 states, representing all 50 states this year, 30 countries. Where are you from, Dale? And you're doing the cowboy action shooting as well? Is this your first year?
Yes.
Well, welcome. What are your plans? Are you going to take home a medal?
I'm just hoping to not miss the targets.
I think that's a good goal. Do that for all of us. You're an ambassador. What does that mean to be an ambassador?
People make them feel welcome and smile and cheer them on.
Well, that is a very something you're doing. We're so grateful for you to be an ambassador. There will be 32 different events this year at the Huntsman World Senior Games that over 11,000 athletes will participate in. Where are you both from? Where are you from? Hurricane. You came all the way from Hurricane. You said it right. I say hurricane, you say hurricane.
Actually, we were California, actually.
Oh, and what sport are you?
We are bowlers, yes.
Well, best of luck. From Hurricane? So where are you from? Seattle. And what do you guys hope to do as far as your goal? Gold medal. We'll see you win that gold. Where are you from? Michigan. What is it? Basketball. Basketball. Awesome. And any medals yet?
We'll get a medal tomorrow. Yes, I'll take one.
Best of luck. Wonderful. Congratulations. All three of your teams. Canada. You're all from Canada. Where are you from? British Columbia? What event? Have you? Oh, this.
What do you mean, but you're home? Sorry, I didn't know.
I like that attitude of gold. And is this your first year? And what of all of you second year? Will you be back after this? Best of luck. Silver, where are you from? And what are you participating in? What event? All right, archery. And have you been doing this for how many?
We started arguing somewhere between 10 to 15 years.
You've been doing this since for 15 years. And then back in the 80s? And how old are you? 80 years old. Wonderful. And where are you both from?
Texas and Wyoming.
Texas and Wyoming. And what are you both? What events are you participating in?
Swimming and triathlon.
Wonderful. And is this your first one?
Nope. Second year here, mid-year in the senior games.
Exciting. And what? Second year here. And are we going to take home a gold?
I'm going to try.
Good at
The
it.
younger age group that are, or the older age group that are much faster.
Best of luck.
to learn a little bit about a few of our athletes. Let's have a giant round of applause for the athletes of the Huntsman World Senior Games. Tonight we'll begin our ceremonies with the Washington County Sheriff's Office explosion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the participating countries and their flags of the 2019 Huntsman World Senior Games.
She's got a way about her. I don't know what it is, but I know that I can't live without her. She's got a way of pleasing. I don't know what it is, but there doesn't have to be a reason anyway. She's got a smile that heals me. I don't know what it is, but I have to laugh when she reveals me. She's got a way of talking. I don't know why it is, but it lifts me up when we are walking anyway. She comes to me when I'm feeling down, inspires me without a sound. She touches me and I get turned around. Whoa, whoa, She's got a smile that heals me. I don't know why it is, but I have to laugh when she reveals me. She's got a way about her. I don't know what it is, but I know that I can't live without her anyway.
Wow, David Barris, what a voice. Let's get a big round of applause for David, for that amazing band, for all of these amazing, wonderful performers. That was beautiful. There are certain athletes that are so strongly associated with their sport that they become basically inseparable. Michael Jordan is basketball. Joe Namath is football. And Muhammad Ali is boxing. It would not be too much of a stretch to say that Leah Amico is softball. She started as a standout player in high school. In fact, in a state with a population of almost 40 million, Leah was named the 44th greatest athlete of all time in California. She was a 3-time All-American in college, and at the very same time, a 3-time academic All-American. She was a 3-time NCAA national champion at the University of Arizona, and she also holds the Women's College World Series batting average record for a single tournament, batting .750 in 1994. I know there's a lot of you here that know what that means. That's amazing. She is a 2-time Pan American champion, a 2-time world champion, a member of multiple Halls of Fame, and on top of all that, she is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, Leah Amico.
How are you all doing tonight? Who is ready to compete? I have my 3 gold medals here, so any of you want to come and check them out, I know you're about to win your own, right? But I will share these with you. I'm so honored to be a part of your special night. To me, this just fires me up. It brings me back to the 3 Olympic Games that I was in. I was in the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia, the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia, and the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, Greece, representing the United States of America. It was truly the honor of a lifetime, wearing the red, white, and blue across my chest, listening to the national anthem, and just traveling this country. We would tour over about 30 cities around the U.S. before heading over and competing in the games or representing the USA in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was the best ever to just sit and look at the faces of the young girls looking up to us. For you female athletes out there, I just commend you. I applaud you. Many of you did not have the same opportunities that I had. But now is your chance to shine. Now is your chance to show the opportunity that you have that all along if you were just given it. So I'm so excited for what you're going to do the next 2 weeks here. And for me, I was thinking back to my different Olympic Games and how that dream even began for me. I grew up as a little girl playing softball and soccer, tried some other sports, it just wasn't my thing, so I kind of found my niche. And as I got to high school and went to a national tournament, kind of got this desire in me to compete at college and to try to earn a college scholarship, and that became my goal. And at that time, I thought, okay, that's what my goal is to get a college education, to be able to represent a university. And I had that opportunity when I attended the University of Arizona on a softball scholarship. But my first year in college, a long time ago, I found myself with my team at the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. And here I was, this 18-year-old. I the designated player. I was a pitcher, but we had 2 pitchers, but we had a superstar. So for me as a freshman, I found myself in the lineup hitting every day, and from the dugout when they were on defense, I think I was the loudest one cheering for them. And so our team got into that championship game against UCLA, and they were the powerhouse. They were the dynasty at that time. Lisa Fernandez was a pitcher. Anybody that knows softball, truly one of the best to ever play the game of softball in the entire world. And she was a senior. She was 93-6 as a record as a pitcher heading into this final game. And so you talk about David versus Goliath. So I come up a little freshman, and she all of a sudden gets me down 0-2 quickly. Now I'm the 3rd hitter. So our first hitter gets on, they make an error. They throw the ball over first base, the shortstop does, and she's pretty quick. She gets on. The next hitter comes up and moves her over. And so now I find myself against Lisa. She has me 0-2, throwing about 70 miles per hour, and I'm just battling. And that's what I love about sports. It doesn't matter who is supposed to win. It's all about who will go in, who will fight, and who will battle and let it play itself out. And so after fouling off a few pitches, I had a low ball at my knees. My hands got down to that pitch. I got a line drive back up the middle, past her head. It one-hopped the center fielder. She comes up and makes a beautiful throw home. It one-hops the catcher, and our coach is sending our runner all the way. She does this beautiful slide behind the catcher, even though the ball arrived first. She's safe. We go crazy. There's only 2 outs in the game so far, 1 out in the game. The rest of the game, that would go on to be the only hit that Lisa Fernandez gave up. And we went on to win the national championship, 1-0. So for me, this 18-year-old girl who's, just living a dream right now, we win the national championship, and I think it can't get better than this. But they say that summer, in 3 years, softball will be in the Olympics for the first time ever. In my head, I thought, I just got a hit off of Lisa Fernandez. I want to be on that Olympic team. And 3 years later, after attending a tryout with 70 women from all over the U.S., I was named as one of 15 to the first ever Olympic softball team. When I think about that Olympic Games, that team in particular, we had our youngest player was an 18-year-old high school senior from Texas. Her name was Krista Williams. Talk about being cool in high school. Yeah, I'm going to take a little break. I'll be back. I'm going to the Olympics, right? And then we had 3 of us were in college. And the rest were all out of college. Women who had put careers on hold, had done everything they could to represent our country, waiting for the Olympics to be a true opportunity. And so as we went to battle, our oldest player was 34 years old, Dr. Dot Richardson, in the process of becoming an orthopedic surgeon, leading the way at 34, an 18-year-old high school senior who's leaving us to go to prom, leaving us to go to graduation, and we went into battle. But that is also the beauty of sports. We were so different on paper in terms of personality, ages, backgrounds, upbringings, and probably even belief systems. But what unified us was sports. What unified us was this goal and dream of representing our country together. And also the beauty that I love of team sports is that we all bring different talents. We all have different abilities and different strengths and weaknesses. And I love that I didn't have to be the strongest. In fact, I couldn't do it if I had to be the strongest. But because I was surrounded by women who had different skill sets, I had that belief, that work ethic, the awesome coaching that I bought into, and truly the desire to be whatever I needed to be for the best of the team. And I know that's why all of you continue to compete, because you bring all of that. And I stood on that podium with the USA team as we went into battle. We won the first ever gold medal against China. Dot Richardson, our 34-year-old, ends up hitting the winning home run. Talk about leadership, talk about doing it and leading the way. I was 21 thinking, I want to be like her. I want to be like her when I'm that age. And so on that podium, with tears in my eyes, everybody always says, what does it feel like to win a gold medal and to be on that podium? And besides that honor of seeing the national anthem or listening to it and the flag being raised, for me, I just thought about all the people that supported me, that my parents who selflessly drove me to so many tournaments and tryouts and lessons and gave up family vacations so we could be at a softball field. I'm sure some of you, this is your vacation this week as well. With tears in my eyes, I turned out of 9,000 people in the stands and knew exactly where my mom, my dad, and sister and brother, my little 1-year-old nephew were sitting cheering me on. My coach in the stands, I went and hugged him afterwards and I said, thank you for making me the player that I am today. And I just get emotional thinking about it because there's so much wrapped up in this opportunity for us to go out and compete, and knowing what was behind it, the time and the preparation, the sacrifice. And so that Olympics for me just, I thought that's it doesn't get any better. And yet I had the chance to go to 2 more Olympic Games. Everyone was so unique. 4 years later, Sydney, Australia. I was a little bit wiser. I love that, we can, sometimes people try to train harder, but as we get older, we train a little wiser. And so for me, we had a chance to, break this record. We had a 112 game win streak heading in to the Sydney, Australia Olympic Games. So that was the big story media-wise. Softball had a big following because of it. We went in, we won our first 2 games. There's 7 other countries besides ourselves that compete in the game. So you have to play everybody one time in the top 4 advance. We then came up against Australia, China, Japan, the top 3 other countries in the world in every single Olympic Games I played in. We ended up losing 3 games in 3 days. And let me tell you, when that starts to happen and all of a sudden this dream of we might not even be competing for a medal. We got together. First of all, the first day I think everybody was in shock. The second day there was a lot of separation, a lot of finger pointing happening, things we hadn't really dealt with. 110 games in a row winning, I mean, you're on a high most of the time. But all of a sudden, that third day, I'll never forget, our older athletes got the team together, that leadership that is so crucial for any winning team. And they said, we're gonna come together. It's us against the world right now. And we gotta individually come up and do our part. And we went around that room and each person said, here's what I'm gonna do, here's what I bring to the table. And then they said, let's go and let's tell each other how we feel about each other. And when I heard one of our pitchers say, and I was an outfielder at the time, she said, when I throw that ball, I know that ball is not going to drop. I know that you all have my back and you're going to do everything you can. And in that moment, I remember thinking, let's play right now. I want to run through a wall. Let's do this. And one game after the next game, we did the little things. And we came together and we fought our way back to compete for the gold medal, finding ourselves in the championship game against Japan. They were undefeated that week. We are struggling offensively, but we found a way, we battled, we fought, and we ended up winning in the 8th inning, extra innings for us, against Japan, with the outfielder dropping a fly ball and us scoring the winning run. And I'll tell you, that gold medal to me is probably my most precious, the one that was the hardest to get. For those of us that go through trials, I'm sure every single one of us have in real life, right? But even in the athletic arena, those are the times that we actually get stronger. We don't like those times. We don't welcome those times. It's fun when we're winning and everything's going well, but those are the times we find out what we're really made of. Those are the times that we need to rely more than ever on the people around us. And so I learned so much from that group of women as we brought home that gold medal. My 3rd Olympic Games and final Olympic Games happened 4 years later in Athens, Greece, where the Olympics began. I had been married between the first 2 Olympic Games and had this decision to make. I was in my upper 20s and I thought, I want to be a mom, but I still want to play softball. I still have a passion and desire. And so I took a summer off, had my son Jake, and got back out on that field. And 3 years later, when he was 3 years old, I was on Team USA again as the first ever mom on the USA softball team. And I couldn't have been prouder. I was playing first base at this time. They moved me from outfield to first base. And so we went into that arena. I had to leave him home. We were in Athens and security was, questionable at that time with everything happening in the world. And so I just remember thinking, okay, the sacrifice that I made. I can remember early on he was a little baby and I'd have to go to the field and train, and I'd have one person to hit me fly balls. I would throw to a net at second base. At the time I was still practicing outfield. One time I remember Jake was in a little playpen on the sideline, and all of a sudden we see a swarm of bees. And so we just like start sprinting over like, save him! And things that we did, I think about the sacrifices. Christmas Eve morning, I had my workout to complete. I had my sprints I had to get in. Nobody else would know if I skipped it, but I would know. And I couldn't take the chance of letting my team down. And so as I walked into that arena in Athens, Greece with my team for my final Olympics, I knew I was going to be retiring after that. It meant so much to be able to compete for not only the USA for a third time, but Mike Candrea from the University of Arizona was now our Olympic coach. And so for me, he was like a dad to me. I won 3 national championships with him. He was there at that first Olympics, and I told him thank you for helping me become this type of a player. And I knew he believed in me more than ever. His motto to our team that Olympics, because like I told you, we lost 3 games out of 10 in that prior Olympics, and the countries around us were like, there's a gold medal, we're all up in our game. And so for us, he said, okay, we're going to train harder than ever before. I want to go into the games and just win. I want us to dominate. And we did just that. We went 9-0. We scored 51 runs, and we only had 1 run scored against us in the entire Olympic Games. So I finished my career with 3 Olympic gold medals. Softball was only in 1 other Olympic Games in the 2008 Beijing Games. USA ended up getting the silver medal. Somebody asked me, right before that Olympics, they said, hey, do you wish you were there? Do you wish you were playing right now? And I remember thinking, I can't even fathom that right now, because I knew what went into training every single day for me to be on that team. I could not even imagine just plopping right in, even though I've done it 3 times before. I know the sacrifices, even now, that all of you make, and the joy that you get out of training and competing and having that camaraderie with the friendships that you've made and will continue to make through the sports that you're competing in and have been competing in. And so I just encourage you all, because our sports in general, they give us so many life lessons. And I think about the life skills that I've taken away, but most importantly, the relationships and the memories that I cherish so dearly. So as you go through these next 2 weeks competing in your different events, representing your communities, your states, bigger than that, your countries that you all come from, I wish you the very best. I know that you're going to be all different ages, different backgrounds, different beliefs, but you'll come together and have unity, because that's what sports gives us. I know that you'll face adversity, you'll have challenges, but you'll overcome them and become stronger. And then I know that so many of you have prepared for this opportunity. Some of you, it might be your first time. Many of you, you're returning. But you're going to not only go out there to just win, you're going to compete this week to dominate. So good luck to every one of you, and God bless you all.
I think you saw a little bit of the passion and the excitement and the energy that Leah brought to her softball team and to the sport of softball. Let's have a big round of applause one more time for Leah and Nico. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you one of my good friends, my mentor, and truly one of my heroes. He's a man who will not be a stranger to most of you, because he is the man that is the reason that all of us are here tonight. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the president and founder of the Huntsman World Senior Games, Mr. John Morgan, who will deliver the athlete's oath.
Witness what's been going on here in St. George, Utah. We're thrilled with the whole situation, I promise you. Now let me go to another thing. All the athletes, please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat the athlete's oath after me. Would you kindly do that? All athletes, please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat the athlete's oath after me. Okay? Here's how it starts. As an athlete of the Huntsman World Senior Games, I promise that I will take part in this event. Okay, you ready?
So slower.
As an athlete of the Huntsman World Senior Games, I promise that I will take part in this event, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern it. In the true spirit of sportsmanship, and to do my best to fulfill the mission of these games, which is to foster worldwide peace, health, and friendship. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, John. You know, John's going to turn 96 years old in just a couple of days. We wish you the very, very best. We're so grateful, John, for your vision, for your dedication, for the sacrifice, the work. Again, none of us would be here without John Morgan. Thank you so much. Now, I know you were just standing, but I want to ask all of you athletes if you will do me a favor and stand one more time. Thank you for indulging me in this. This will be kind of fun. I think you'll get a kick out of this. I hope this works. So you're all standing. If this is your very first Huntsman World Senior Games, I want you to raise your hand as high as you can, and I want us all to see all of our first-year athletes. We've got quite a few of you out there. That's a wonderful sight to see. Thank you and welcome. Welcome to your first Huntsman World Senior Games. We're so glad that you're here. Now, for you first-year athletes especially, I want you to watch this. I think this will be pretty cool. If you've competed for 5 years or more, I want you to stay standing. And if you've competed for less, then go ahead and sit down. So athletes who have competed for 5 or more, go ahead and stay on your feet. And if you competed for less, go ahead and sit down. If you have competed for 15 years or more, I want you to stay standing. Everyone else, go ahead and have a seat. Look around here, ladies and gentlemen. These athletes have competed for 15 years at the World Senior Games. Now I know it's a little dark and it's a little hard to see, but if you've competed for 20 years or more, will you please remain standing? Everyone else have a seat. For 25 years or more, will you please remain standing? I know to go out on a limb here. I don't know if anyone is here, but are there any of you that have competed for 30 years or more that are still here in the arena tonight? I think you might find it interesting to know, and I'm not sure if any of them are here, but we have 3 athletes who have competed in every single Huntsman World Senior Games. Bruce Crane, John Sanmartini, and Sid Smith. Are any of our 100%ers here? If you are, wave your arms as high as you can. I don't know if any of them are here. But in honor of them, let's have a big round of applause for our 100%ers. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really a numbers guy. I think if Mr. Foster, my high school algebra teacher, were here, he would probably agree with me. The thing about numbers is you can't really put a number on true grit or determination. You can't really put a number on success. It's very difficult to quantitatively measure heart. But numbers are really what we have to work with. So with that in mind, I'd like to share just a few numbers with you. First of all, 11,115. That is the number of registered athletes so far in this Huntsman World Senior Games, which is, by the way, a new participation record. '97 is the age of Joseph Rossi, our oldest athlete at the Games, who is competing this year in bowling. 81 is the number of countries that we have hosted at the Games since 1987. 32 is the number of sports that we offer this year at the Huntsman World Senior Games. And 30 is the number of countries that are represented in the field of competition this year. 2 is the number of brand new sports that will be competed for the very first time in 2019, which are trail running and shooting handgun. There's a few of you out there I can see. And 1 is the number of brand new countries that have never been represented at the Games before, but will be represented this year. Welcome to the Cayman Islands. And all of these numbers add up to 1 million dreams. 1 million dreams is all it's going to take. 1 million dreams for the world we're going to make.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world can be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, just see that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me awake.
Million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Now we take our time, so nonchalant, and spend our nights so